Hello again, Pat here from Redford's Auctioneers, the author of Avoid Tenants from Hell while maximising profits and increasing your wealth. Principle 2 in the book is the agent's track record. What I've found that agents with a bad reputation have a bad reputation for a reason, so make sure you check out their track record. Google the agent's background. How long have they been in the property letting market? Did they come recommended to you? Were they recommended through a friend who had a good experience? There are so many agents out there, especially in these times when times are tough. A lot of agents look to get a quick buck, so they mightn't necessarily check out the tenant as good as they should, and sometimes just leave the tenant in there, get the cash, and away they go. And the landlord then is left with all the headaches down the road. Make sure the agent does have your best interests at heart. This can cause a huge amount of problems for both the landlord and the tenant. If your agent does not have good knowledge of the property market, your property could be on the market for a long time without rent, again causing more stress, hassle, banks. It's not a good situation to be in. So the bullet points are: check out the agent, get a recommendation from a friend who's had a good experience if possible. Are they knowledgeable on the market? Do they know how many have they rented in the last month, how many in the last 3 months, the last year? So the core steps, again the 7 steps would be: ask friends and family which agents they've dealt with, check with other businesses the agents also deal with, maybe furniture manufacturers, if they do lettings. Were they recommended to you? Can they give you references from their clients that are using them already? Another thing is that, are the agents presentable? Is he wearing good clothes? Does he turn up on time? And Google their background. That's very important. So again, a case study, just to reiterate that. I met a guy, John, who was a first-time landlord, and he thought anyone could rent a property. Anyone can. There's no rocket science to it. You advertise it, you find a tenant, and you put them in. Anyone can do it. But where our expertise is and where we would be a lot better is because we've dealt with so many of them. We know the right ones from the wrong ones. It can be very hard to tell. It can be just little differences that matter, and they could have huge headaches for you down the line. So come back to John. He was a first-time landlord. He thought anyone could rent a property. He did not have enough time to check around for agents and spotted an advert in a local paper from an estate agent. Upon meeting the agent, called Paul, who was 30 minutes late and never rang him to let him know, he discovered that Paul had not let many properties in the area. John gave Paul the property to let, and he said he would contact with him. He'd contact him within a week to see how it was going. So a week later, John contacted the agent Paul to see who was getting on with the property. Was he able to let it? Did he find tenants? Paul informed him that he had found a tenant and they would be moving into the property straight away as they were in need of a house urgently. John was delighted that Paul had secured a tenant straight away, and there would be rent coming in to pay for his hefty mortgage. So again, he's under pressure from the banks. Paul, the agent, found a tenant straight away who was in dire need of property, had to move urgently. 2 months later, John, the landlord, finds out the tenants moved into his house and needed a house so badly because they were being thrown out of their last house for not paying bills, rent, or keeping the property in good condition. John contacts Paul to find out about the tenants' references. Did he check them out properly? Paul informs John that they gave no references. They just had the money on the day, needed a house urgently. He thought they were good people, put them in there. John, no, the landlord, is left with all the headaches. So the result of that is John spent the next 6 months trying to evict the tenants who were in his property, not paying any bills or rent. They're also damaging the house. The stress and pressure to pay the mortgage and deal with the tenants is ruining John's life, and he's no comeback. Paul has taken no responsibility, the agent, for his actions, and said that he has done his job and he rented the property as he was asked, and he took his fee, and that was the end of that. If John had spent a bit of time talking to agents in the area, then maybe he would have picked a better one. It is vital that you pick an agent who's recognised and has operated in the area before, Google them, find out about them. Is there, go on to maybe online forums or something like that. Talk to friends and neighbours. Try and get a recommendation, if at all possible, from someone who has had a good experience with an agent. There's plenty of out there. There's plenty of good ones. There's plenty of bad ones. It's like any business. Make sure you pick a good one. So at the end of the day, the metaphor there is, if you're poor agent and poor work, you just get massive stress and massive worry. Something that people don't need in their lives. So that concludes Principle 2. Again, any questions, you want to email me, pat@redfords.ie, or if you want to download the book on www.redfords.ie, please give us a call. Thank you.